I went to Wondra in Chicago without checking the reviews first, and I probably should have. Going in, I knew nothing except that it was a new nature-inspired immersive experience, and as much as I want to say that it lived up to its potential, it was kind of lacking. After the very underwhelming space tunnel, there was a cloud-themed room with a cloud-shaped ball pit on one side and an area where you could, in theory, make your own clouds. Basically, whatever you drew was supposed to appear as a cloud on the screen. That's the whole idea. I didn't show the ball pit since there were kids actively playing in it, but it wasn't anything to get excited about either. These clouds on the ground were not soft at all and also kind of uncomfortable to sit on, so I'm not really sure what the purpose of them being in this room is since they are kind of just in the way. Also, as I was making this video, I found this propaganda, so whatever this is, I did not see it there. I think the room after was supposed to be jungle and animal themed. There was a small patch of grass in the center with a beanbag, and the room was filled with slightly transparent screens depicting various animals in the forest. The only thing I learned from this room was that I was not able to name all of the animals there, so that was pretty interesting. In my opinion, the most impressive room by far was next, and that's only because I got a good photo out of it. It felt way more magical than the other rooms in general because the flowers would light up if you make noise. Not sure if it was slightly broken, but only one of the flower patches would do that. Anyways, I could see some cool photos taking place here and try to get some myself, which you can see that later. I honestly hadn't seen much promotion for this whole place except that it was supposed to be about nature and magical, and for around $18 each for adults, I went in with no expectations at all. Anyways, this room was supposed to be fungus inspired, but me and my friend just spent the entire time trying to figure out how the machine detected and determined the spread, speed, and scatter of fungal spores we were creating. It definitely did not deserve as much time as we actually spent in there, but by this point I think we both realized that this place was not what they said it would be. Even though this was one of the brightest rooms there, we probably spent the least amount of time in this crystal cave room. The walls are covered with this shiny soft material, and there are these glass cases that kind of reflect the light. I will say that I do see some photo potential with the right lighting and with that background, but I was not in the mood to figure it out. Besides just looking at the lights, there's not really much left to do in this room. Moving forward, there is a VR you can pay extra to do, but both of us wear glasses and we didn't feel like shelling out extra money for some more screen time. One side of the wall here was covered in thick pool noodles to look like anemone, or these circles that were supposed to be jellyfish that made drum sounds when you jumped on them. I think these were supposed to be jellyfish tentacles, but I kind of felt like I was in a plastic light up prison. I did like this interactive portion on the wall where you could gather these light particles by waving. That was alright. The motion sensor on both sides were a little janky, but that's to be expected at this point. After playing for a little bit longer, we decided to leave and realized that we were done. That was it. It takes you out into the gift shop where there's a few areas that you can take pictures with their two non-functioning selfie stands. Overall, I would say that some of the areas are definitely more thought out than others, with some having very little potential and others, well, I can see where they came up with the photos to sell this place. So if you're looking for a fun and immersive activity, I can't say for sure that this is the place for you, but me and my friend did get a kick out of it.